Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we are going to be doing a trying new makeup. So I have a couple products that I picked up in the Sephora sale that I really want to test out. I have tried them a little bit, but I just want to try them a little bit more, show them on camera. And so yeah, if you want to see me try some of the products that I got during the Sephora sale, then just keep on watching. Okay, so as you know, I always get ready in a pajama shirt or like an old shirt. I don't know how these people get ready in like really nice shirts. I'm too messy for that. Okay, so the only primer I'm going to be using, I've already done my skincare. I've been letting that sit for a little bit. I always like to do that like 20 minutes or so before I do my makeup. But I'm going to go in with this e.l.f. Matte Putty Primer. Really good pore minimizing and mattifying primer. I've been loving this one lately. I don't know why, but I have been using this one so much lately. I actually have like hit like a little... I've hit pan a little bit in it. I don't know why. This one has just been my favorite lately, but I still love my one size one. Just thought I'd switch it up. So this is a really good drugstore primer. Okay, so I have been doing the underpainting method, but then I've also just been doing like my normal method. I think today I'm just going to do my normal instead of the underpainting. The underpainting is when you do bronzer, blush, concealer, and then foundation. Because you're going to just like really pile on, or not even really pile on, but just go a little bit heavier with your bronzer and your blush. And then go in that with the concealer, and the foundation will just help to like kind of blend it out and everything. I think for today, I'm going to use how I used to do it. So I'm going to start with concealer. It's just the way that I like to do it. So my concealer today is the Tower 28 concealer. So this I picked up during the Sephora sale in the shade, I'm pretty sure it's 1.0 BH, but it just says BH on it. But I have tried this one time last weekend, and I really did like it, and it wore really nicely. But I want to try it again. So this one is pretty full coverage. I'm gonna take some on the back of my hand. I don't want to contaminate the wand, so I'm just gonna take some on the back of my hand and then use my finger to kind of like put that on. So far what I've noticed with this one is it does have really nice coverage, and it blends really nicely. It's super hydrating, but I found that it still lasted really well on the skin. Like, you're kidding me. Skin. I don't feel that it creased super fast or anything. I'm gonna drag some of that over the eyes. I'm not gonna be doing like eyeshadow really today. Because I do want to use kind of like a more bolder lip. So with a bold lip, I prefer a more subtle eyeshadow look. So I'm just gonna go over it with like whatever concealer's left, and then I'll just set that. Let's see. Like, it still looks really natural, but it has really nice coverage. I'm just gonna keep it at that coverage. I was thinking if I want to do foundation or not, but I think I'm going to. I'm just going to mix my NARS Light Reflecting Foundation with a little bit of the Fenty Beauty one. I haven't used this Fenty Beauty foundation in a second, so I'm going to use mostly the NARS. Okay, I'm just going to take my Makeup by Mario F1, and I'm going to start... I have it on the back of my hand, and I'm just going to kind of warm it up on the brush, spread it out on the brush, and then start patting it into my face. I've been doing this way lately instead of dotting it on my face. I was thinking get a little bit more of like a softer, it applies a little bit softer, and you get a little bit more of a, what am I saying? You get a little bit more of a more even application, and I feel like you can kind of just build it up as you go and just apply more where you need it, and just get a little bit more of like a more natural application. So I don't like too much foundation, as you know. I like more of a medium coverage, so I'm just gonna go over that with a sponge a little bit just to kind of soak up any extra product, blend everything together. I don't have a new cream bronzer or contour, so I'm just gonna go with my Patrick Ta one. This one is one of my absolute favorites. So I don't know if you can see that huge dent. I literally don't know how I haven't hit pan in this. This is just like my tried and true. Like, if I don't really want to even think about what I'm doing, I just grab this. So I'm just gonna apply it to my usual places. And then I'm actually going to take the other side of this and go right into the crease just to kind of mesh everything together and just kind of start adding a little bit of depth. I feel like it kind of helps to kind of make everything look a little bit more coherent. Is that the right word? I might end up adding a little bit more concealer right here just because I don't like it when just this is super bright and then this is still like kind of red. I feel like sometimes I can make it look a little bit like unblended. So I have a couple blushes. I have the Makeup by Mario Perfect Pink blush, and then I have the Say Trio. The only one I still haven't tried is the light pink one, which is the one that I was most excited for. But for the lip, I want to use this Rare Beauty lip oil in Affection. So I really need something that's a little bit more berry tone. So I don't know if these will like kind of clash with each other. I might just use the shade Chili out of this Say blush trio. I do have a full size of the Chili. So I grabbed my full size of Chili. If you want to know size difference, this is the difference in sizes. But yeah, that's still great value because for me personally, it takes me forever to go through a blush. That was so much. I'm just gonna take my Makeup by Mario. I think this is the Surreal Skin Foundation brush. I'm going to use it. I love to use it for blush. So I'm just going to pick some of that up and just start taking that on the cheeks. I like to blend it a little bit closer to my eye and then kind of just go like that. And I love blush, so you can kind of go as heavy hand as you like. I just like a lot of blush. Go over it with just a little bit of this Perfect Pink by Makeup by Mario. These actually have a little bit more pigment than I was expecting since his bronzer is so buildable. They're not super pigmented, but they have a little bit more pigment than I was expecting because I used it the other day and I thought it was gonna be like the bronzer and I was gonna be able to like build and build and build. It definitely has a little bit more pigment, but still super pretty on the skin. I'll take a little bit more of this concealer. Normally I wouldn't do this, but I just want to lighten this area up right here. Everything, the skin looks so healthy and glowy. This concealer definitely has more of like a serum. It is called the serum concealer, so it's like very thin, but it has such a full coverage. I don't know how to explain it. It's super thin on the face, but it has such good coverage and it gives you such a healthy look to the skin. It looks like you've been drinking your water. So I have this, it's the Fenty Beauty powder, but it's the Fenty Beauty. This is still mixed up from my wedding day. So this has Fenty Beauty Lavender, Huda Beauty, and Cupcake and Cherry Blossom, and then Fit Me translucent powder. And I'm going to take it with my sponge first. So that's what it looks like set and then unset. So it did settle just like a little bit, but that's pretty normal for me for concealers to settle. So it doesn't really bother me. As I set the rest of my face, sometimes I don't. I actually don't feel like I need it, so I'm gonna leave it like a little bit more glowy today. I'll probably bake later. I've been loving to, like, I used to do this technique all the time, and I have been liking it lately for long wear. Now, if I don't really care, like, if it wears a long time or if I'm not even wearing it for a long time, I will just use my sponge and it still will last for hours and hours. But when I tell you, if I do this technique and then bake over top of it, I won't be going anywhere. The makeup is going to stay all day, all night long. I'm going to take my powder bronzer now. I'm just going to use the powder from the Patrick Ta one, and then I'm going to go in with the glowish one. I just love this one for like a flush of natural color with such a gorgeous, healthy glow. I'm just going to take it on a big fluffy brush. This one's from Morphe. This is the 527. I've had this brush forever. I'm just going to start setting it. I always set my creams with powders just to kind of re-enhance them, and it will help them last longer, especially if you have oily skin. You know that creams and liquids can just kind of, your skin kind of just eats it after a while. So just personal preference. I'm going to take a little bit of this powder bronzer and take it on this Morphe M441 and just apply that into the crease. I don't even know if I'll do more with the eyes. I might do a little bit of like, I love to do a brown liner and kind of smoke it out, but for eyeshadow, I really want to keep it super simple. I love this brush. I literally have 2 of them, but they are really bad for shedding. I've had them for a long time and they've just been washed a bunch, so now that they do shed quite a bit. I'm gonna spray the face with Urban Decay All Nighter. Do I want to bake? I think I'm actually not gonna bake today. I feel like the skin doesn't really like need it, and I'm not wearing this makeup for a super long time, so I think I'm just gonna leave it like that. But I am gonna go in with this Rare Beauty highlighter in Enchant. So this is like a blushy light pink tone. I'm gonna take the other end of my blush brush, and this is the same Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Foundation, and I like to use this side for highlighter. I think they call this like a paw print brush or something like that. I'm just gonna lightly dab that on. Just gonna give a little bit of a glow. I love these Rare Beauty highlighters. I love the Merit Cream highlighter. I just think they look so natural on the skin. I honestly reach for liquid and cream highlighters more than powder, which is so crazy because like me a few years ago wouldn't believe that I would reach for creams over powders. For blush, I'm actually going to use the powder from the Patrick Ta Blush Duo in Oh She's Different. So this I think will be a really nice blush shade for that lip oil, or lip stain I should really be saying. I'm just going to take this right in the same places. I'm going to do a little bit of a brown liner. I'll use this Patrick Ta. This is the Major Dimension 3 matte eyeshadow palette. I have been loving this one. And I think I'm going to take this brown shade right here. I get on a little liner, like flat liner brush. I'm just going to literally line right at my lash line. I'm not pulling it up too much. Just like that. And you can leave it like that, but I like to smoke it out a little bit. So I'm going to take this Lunar Matte Magic brush. I love this brush. And I'm going to actually take a little bit, I'm going to take a little bit of this shade right here. It's more of like a reddish brown. And I'm just going to literally start smoking that out. Okay, I took that a little bit higher than normal, but it's fine. I just took a little bit of whatever was left on this brush and just blended that into my crease. Or just kind of like place it in my crease, really. And I'm just gonna kind of... So this will just make your lashes look so much fuller. I went a little bit more dramatic than I normally do, but oh well. I'm gonna use this YSL mascara. This is the brown one. It just is the Lash Clash 2. So this is such a good brown color. I picked this up during the sale and I have been absolutely loving it ever since. I am going to curl my lashes and tightline. I normally will use this L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise Primer just because it kind of gives them a little bit oomph and helps to keep the curl a little bit longer. But I really want to show you this like on its own. I can't decide. I was going to keep this as like a lip color, this Limitless Brown Pencil from Makeup Forever. But I hardly ever really wear brown lips, so I think I'm going to use that as an eyeliner and try it out as that. Like I said in my Sephora haul, the black one did kind of get onto like the bottom waterline. So just keep that in mind. But they are like super creamy. I've already used Anywhere Caffeine. I'm going to curl my lashes. This is the Shiseido eyelash curler. I really like this one. It is definitely a splurge. I got it right before I got married. That was my excuse. So now that I have my lashes curled, I'm going to go ahead and use this. I'm going to scoot up so hopefully you can see. So that is with one coat. You're kidding me. I will say this is like a, it's not super intense brown. Like even though it looks super light, okay, well you can't really tell, but it looks super light in person and like on the wand. I actually feel like it goes on a little bit darker on the like actual eyelashes. It reminds me of the Rare Beauty in like the way that really one coat is like plenty. You could do two, and I might do two just to show you, but it is so good. Like it gives so much, oh wait, I don't want to look up because they're still wet, but it gives so much length and volume, but I feel like it's mostly length, and it just grabs onto every single lash. I feel like it grabs onto like, literally, it just grabs every single lash, lengthens them, gives them such a good coat. It has more of a drier formula, which I absolutely love because I naturally, my lashes are pretty straight. So sometimes if the formula is too wet, it can really weigh down my lashes and pretty much just kind of do nothing to them. But I love that this is a drier formula. It's just, it's worth the hype. I hate to say it, but it's worth the hype. Just a little bit of brow gel. This is just the Glossier Boy Brow in medium brown. I do really like this one. It has like those little like brow fibers. Kind of like my lashes, my eyebrows can get weighed down super easily too, and I don't feel like this weighs it down. And I'm gonna take a clean spoolie and kind of just comb that through. Okay, well I was gonna take a clean spoolie, but this one broke when I pulled it out, and my other ones are over there, and I don't feel like getting up to here with them, so they'll just be what they are. I got a little bit of the mascara on my little eyeshadow liner, so I'm just gonna take whatever's left on this brush. I would use a spoolie to kind of like rake that off, but oh well. And then I'll go ahead and do one more coat just so you can see. It's just good. I feel like I brought up that brown shadow just a little bit further than I like to bring it up. I might let these lashes dry and then just kind of go over it with like a little bit of this like cream and white shade and kind of dull it down just a little bit, just because I did bring it up a little bit more than normal. But I think that's a little bit better and not quite so dark right there. I do want to use this Rare Beauty liquid lip Rare Beauty lip oil in Affection. So I think I'm gonna use okay, I think I'm gonna start off with MAC Half Red. I don't know how this really needs to be sharpened. I don't know how red this like thing's gonna come out. It's more berry than red, so honestly probably not my best lip liner choice, but it's fine. I'm gonna go over this. This color is so good. This color for the holidays, you're so good. Now I will say like the shine is gonna wear off pretty quickly. I feel like the shine on these last maybe, they do feel like a lip oil, but it's gonna turn into a stain for like after like a couple minutes or so. So oh, don't mind that. That's like a pimple. Anyway, I'm gonna go change my shirt, brush my hair, whatever, come back, and then I might wipe this off to see kind of the stain. Because like I said with the shade Delight, I felt like I had to go over it twice to get the stain that I wanted, because it was giving like I had just had lip liner on with like no lip product. So yeah, and I have something all over my hand. So I'm gonna go change and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I'm back now. I am gonna take it off. So this is what it's looking like right now. I have drank a little bit of water, so I'm gonna take it off. So that is the stain that we are left with. This is with one coat. That looks I'm so but that's what that looks like. That looks so good. This is exactly what I was looking for because I love to wear bold lips. I love wearing darker lips, especially during the fall winter time. But sometimes I just don't want to have to deal with the upkeep of them. Even with liquid lipsticks, they are going to rub off and come off, and you get kind of that like weird where it's come off like in the center, and it's still like they're so hard to touch up. So I'm so excited for this because especially during the holidays that you'll be able to eat, drink, talk, whatever you want to do, and your lip product will wear off into like a nice, really pretty stain. So yeah, I'm so happy with that. So far I'm absolutely loving everything I picked up in the Sephora sale. I knew I was gonna love the Say blushes. The Makeup by Mario blush, so good. Again, if you love the bronzer formula, you'll love that blush formula. They're they're pretty much the same formula. The only thing different, I think, is the blush has just a little bit more pigment. But yeah, if you love that bronzer formula from him, you're gonna love that blush formula. The mascara has been an absolute fave. I know it gets so much hype on TikTok and everything, but that is worth the splurge. If you have the money and you want to splurge on mascara, that is definitely worth it. Like, I don't really have lashes and it makes it look like I have lashes. And then the concealer, I'm really liking it so far. Again, it's super hydrating, really easy to blend, and it has such good coverage. I mean, I would say it's like a medium to full coverage, probably more like full coverage. It is settling just a little bit in my fine lines underneath my eyes, but that doesn't bother me because it's pretty common for them to settle into like fine lines. But yeah, if it does bother you, just keep that in mind. But I definitely don't want that to deter you from the concealer because so far it's a really, really good concealer. And the last time I wore it, it lasted really long on me. I'll keep you updated on how it lasts today, and then of course I'll do a Sephora haul update and really let you know my thoughts. So far I'm really loving these Rare Beauty lip oils. I love the stain. I do really want to emphasize that I would not, if you're in the market for a lip oil, I would not get these. If you want a true lip oil, there are so many out there, but this is definitely more of a lip stain. It's gonna be an oil until you start eating and drinking, talking, whatever. But I mean, even like as a lip oil, it wears off pretty quickly. This one has such a good stain. This is definitely the darkest one, obviously, that I have out of all three of them. And the stain on this one is obviously the best because it has the most pigment. So if you're looking for a really good holiday lip that you don't want to have to worry about touching up, I would definitely pick up this one. I know it looks scary, but it looks so good. I'm so happy with the stain on this one. I'm gonna do a Sephora haul update, so if I missed anything, I will do an update in probably like a month or so. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.